Hello, everybody.
Welcome to the tasting room.
The tasting room. It's not the tasting room without the hands.
It's not unless you do the hands.
The hand choreography is what makes it for me. That's why I'm here.
That's what we call armography in the entertainment biz.
In the biz.
In the biz. So today, you might notice a little theme. I'm wearing ponies. We have ponies on the bottle.
It's the Kentucky Derby.
It's Derby week. So for those of you who care about horse racing, awesome, cool, that's exciting. For those of you who don't, fancy hats.
If you know me and anything about my obsession with Disneyland is that you know I'm not truly at Disneyland until I've had a Disneyland mint julep. Yeah.
I sort of get the shakes if I don't immediately. So like the minute we enter California, I have to go to the downtown Disney area and just kind of like walk through the shops and get snacks and cotton candy and crap.
You gotta anchor yourself.
Like Steve says, you gotta get your hit. You gotta get your fix.
We are here today to try Woodford Reserve. Why are we trying Woodford Reserve? Not just because it's a classic bourbon, but there's another reason.
Yeah, so Woodford Reserve is actually the official bourbon of the Kentucky Derby. So every year they release a Derby-specific bottle. This is a liter size, and I have the other one for comparison because you said that doesn't look
No,
like
it doesn't
a
look like a liter, no.
So this is the standard 750 ml size.
That doesn't look like 750 either. It's crazy.
And you can see, well, it's kind of wide. It's like a weird shape. But so this is the normal size bottle, and this is the liter bottle. So the Kentucky Derby edition is released once a year for each event. It says, this one says Derby 146. This is actually last year's
the 2020
bottle. Yeah. The new 2021 is a yellow label, and so they have a different artist that creates art for the bottle every year. And then there's a little hang tag. This one says Woodford Reserve, the official bourbon of the Kentucky Derby. And it says, a few places in the world where you can see racehorses and bourbon maturing side by side. The limestone filtered water in Kentucky makes for quality bourbon and strong racehorses. It says, like nurturing a champion thoroughbred, the art of crafting fine bourbon whiskey takes time, patience, and attention to detail. Woodford Reserve is the official bourbon and presenting sponsor of the Kentucky Derby, the most iconic race in the world.
It's interesting, and we'll get to it in the Friday drink, is that this being the official bourbon and then the official drink being mint julep, this is not the official bourbon of a mint julep.
No, so interestingly, and I assumed like hang tag, if they're going to have recipe, it's going to have the julep in it, which is the official drink of the Kentucky Derby, but it doesn't. This one has the Woodford Spire, which sounds tasty, lemonade, cranberry juice, bourbon.
We'll have to make it another episode.
Anyway, so what we learned in kind of looking that up and looking up julep recipes is that, Brown's-Foreman, which produces Woodford Reserve, kind of like how Heaven Hill makes Elijah Craig, like that's the company that provides it. So Woodford Reserve is one of their labels. Old Forester is also another one of their labels, kind of like how Elijah Craig and Evan Williams both come from Heaven Hill.
Yeah.
So Woodford is the official bourbon of the Derby, but the Old Forester is used for the official julep recipe.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, should we try this?
We should, yeah. The liter size, the Kentucky Derby edition is about $50. But the standard 750 ml and this is just classic Woodford in a fancy bottle.
Yeah.
The classic Woodford in the normal 750 ml size is $35.
Yeah, that's
so
really
it's
not
totally reasonable.
Oh, this one gets me a little citrus in here, like right on the tip.
Like a lot of citrus.
No, yeah.
Orange peel.
I definitely get that. It's one of those things. Now we've been doing this so long, and I think I said it in another episode, but it's about, because we're trying different ones all the time. For me, I'm trying to be like, okay, I distinctly remember this one. Like I still remember the Garrison Brothers Honeydew.
And the Blade and Bow is super.
And I remember the Blade and Bow because the banana
smell.
I think I'll remember this one.
Yeah, the Woodford is excellent, and usually, and we'll probably do another tasting room. This is my favorite Woodford, is the double oaked.
One of our first mixed drinks was with.
We did do with the double oaked, but so the double oaked is my go-to replacement for the Elijah Craig toasted, because it's a similar process. It's double aged in toasted barrels and things like that. So, but obviously Woodford double oak you can find at every liquor store, Target, ABC, Total Wine, all of those, and the price point's normal, like $37.
I was just going to ask what the price point was compared to the regular one.
Yeah, I mean, like the Elijah Craig Toasted is like premium, awesome, but this is a great, easily available substitute for that. Of the standard range, like Evan Williams, Elijah Craig, Woodford, the big names, this one is very smooth. It sort of hits you with a little spice.
It's got a little bit, yeah.
It gives you a little that like hug at the beginning,
bit,
but
yeah.
the finish is pretty long for what you'd expect out of like a standard, not super ultra premium.
It makes sense to me why this would be the go-to on a lot of like bartender menus for like an old fashioned, because right now I'm like, okay, if I use the Angostura orange bitters with this, it would, and then you do the orange twist in it, it would really pump that up. And,
especially and even any of those like cocoa things and stuff, because of the citrus notes in this, they would go really well with that too.
Oh my gosh, yeah, the chocolate
like
bitters
a chocolate
with this,
orange,
you get the
thing. That is the standard Woodford Reserve.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what I expected. I kind of expected this to just be. Not that I don't like those, but I just thought this was going to be such a straightforward woody bourbon or something like that, like the man's bourbon. And I'm like, this is a cocktail bourbon, but also sippable. I honestly think this is very accessible. I'm not just saying it because we're sitting here drinking it. This might be one of my favorites that we've had. So I'm really enjoying this. So the fact that it's $35 leads me to believe I will buy this because I'm cheap.
Yes.
Frugal is the word. But
you're frugal. I have no fiscal responsibility when it comes to
someone's
liquor.
Gonna bankroll us.
The thing that's nice, I know a lot of the ones we've had have been like single barrel or fancy bottling year or whatever. And so Woodford Reserve is a blended. So they take all the barrels and then the master distiller says, this is what we expect Woodford to taste like.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, I can never have this bottle experience ever again. It will vary slightly based on like those variations in season and all of those things. But for the most part, that master distiller that's working for Woodford is making sure that all of the bottles are a consistent flavor palette.
What a job.
Right?
How are you not drunk all day? How are you not drunk?
Well, I think they spit it out like wine people. That's a waste.
We need to say something about the Bourbon Study on Friday because we're not just making the regular drink. We're going to do something a little fun with it, right?
Yeah, so we found out that there are a couple manufacturers of pre-made, pre-bottled juleps. So we're going to...
We're not talking tequila mix, like,
no,
or margarita mix,
These are legit. Obviously, we have the Old Forester one, and Old Forester is the official mint julep of the Kentucky Derby. So we are going to make our own juleps with the Woodford, the official bourbon, and then we're going to compare with our homemade julep and the pre-made juleps and see what we like best.
This will be fun. So make sure you tune into that. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel here too, so you can get notified, because every now and then I'm slipping on a day. Sometimes I got a lot of work to do and the video doesn't come out on Friday, it comes out on Saturday. But if you're subscribed to the channel and you click the bell button, you'll get notified whenever we upload anything on the Ampliverse.
So if Ryan's late, you'll know and you can email him and complain.
Before we wrap up, because we're talking about the Kentucky Derby, we've got a friend here of the show, right?
So a friend of the Bourbon Study, Chef Bob, you might have seen us do the coffee launch for the bourbon coffee with him for the Devil's Cut.
That was a lot of fun.
But now he is releasing, so he's the official caterer of the Kentucky Derby.
That's so crazy. That's so cool.
Yeah, so for the last few years, Bob has been catering the Kentucky Derby. So he goes and like does all the everything for the staff, for the jockeys. I'm like, what's the
horses?
For the races? No, I don't think he feeds the horses, but he feeds everybody around the horses.
Okay.
This year, they're releasing a limited edition coffee. We talked about the Devil's Cut, which is a bourbon barrel aged. This one is also bourbon barrel aged, but is the Derby Pie edition. So Derby Pie is a dessert that's sort of like if pecan pie married with some chocolate and some walnuts in addition to the pecan flavors. Similar to our pecan pie, this limited edition Derby Pie is the same notes of rich caramel and brown sugar with the addition of dark chocolate and walnuts, giving it a complex flavor profile. That's the word on the street anyways.
That's the word on the street.
So yeah, So you can go now. They have it on pre-order on the chefbobangst.com website, CB Boutique. And if you use the code Bourbon Study, you can get a discount coupon.
Yeah, and so I'll make sure to put that link to the website and the coupon code in the description of this video as well.
The coffee is excellent.
So
it is literally aged in the barrels. They don't add any caramel flavoring to it. It's just bourbon coffee and then all these neat derby pie things. So pre-order your coffee. Bourbon Study, all one word, is the coupon code to use to get a discount. And
ships.
Yeah, he can ship nationwide, or there's some local pickup options if you are in the Orlando area. And then also, I think, Bob, the next, we need to do like a live from the pool.
Oh, if we do
Bourbon
Drinks and
Study.
Bob's,
So,
Bourbon Study.
We're just putting that out there in the universe.
Yeah, Bob, come on.
Swim up.
Let us the swim up Bourbon Study.
The swim up Bourbon Study. We're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, we gotta go make some more drinks.
We gotta make some drinks.
So we'll see you on the Bourbon Study, so you can learn how to make your drink. Thank you for joining us here in the tasting room, and
cheers.
wow, that was the longest.
That was the longest outro you've ever had.
I have an empty glass.
Discovering voices.